So here we are again, and we have completed another our full course. Substance Painter 2020 is completed. This is the last lesson. Yes, guy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So now in this lesson number 25, which is the last lesson, we will learn how we can render our model meshes inside Substance Painter using iRay. So in lesson 25, which is our last lesson of Substance Painter, I hope you enjoyed the whole long journey of Substance Painter and you have learned a lot. And I'm pretty much sure it will really uh, benefit you. And this tool is very cool tool when it comes for texturing. You will enjoy texturing a lot once you will learn this course. So let's see how we can render any file directly from the Substance Painter and how we can share it to ArtStation. So to start rendering, you can go to the mode over here and you can go to the rendering mode, which is here, rendering mode. Once you will click on it, or you can press F10 on your keyboard. If you will start rendering for the first time, it will basically, you can say, warm up, okay, your screen, because in my case I already rendered it before, so it's not warming up, but for your case it will warm up now. So if you will, just like I said, if you will render for the first time, so what will happen, it will warm up. You will have a warm up window, okay, which will take a few seconds, and then you will be just like I am here. You will be on your screen. Now here, as you know, in the environment, we have chosen the Tomoko Studio, so that's why we can see here. Now exactly, it is a real-time rendering. So if I will press Alt key and orbit around, you can see that it is rendering at the same time, and also it is allowing me to orbit around and navigate around at the same time. So it's kind of a very nice way to do that. And as you know, in Maya, when we imported this television, okay, it was on the ground, okay. So that's why if you will see over here, it is on the ground, so it is not flying in the air. Okay, if I will rotate it with maybe a bit differences there. Yeah, it is a little bit, it is off the ground. So if you want to change this one, so what you can do is that you can simply go here, okay, and this option here. So you have here somewhere the ground settings. Inside the ground settings you have y-axis. So if I decrease the y-axis, so you can see it will go off, it's going more below. If I will increase it, it will come closer to the object. Okay, so I have to bring it more closer. Oops, something like 4. Let's see how it looks like if it is 4. Or let me undo that to bring it back to normal. Okay, more here. Okay, so it's coming up, coming up, coming up. So I think let's try -3. No, -3 is too much. -4. Okay, so let's try -4.6. No, why it's going down basically. So I have to reduce this -3.5. Okay, which is I think too much. So what I will do is that I will make it. Let's make it -3.8. Yep, working. And I think it's a lot of tweaks, you have to do. So here I will go back. Nope. Try this. Let's see. 6.5. Okay, now, yeah, that's good. So now you can see it is on the ground, and you can see a perfectly ground result over here. So you can see how the television looks like here, following all those settings that we applied over here. With the help of HDRI, it's you're getting like a photorealistic result. Okay, let me give it a quite side view result, like a angle over here. Okay, now one more thing, there are some a lot of like there are some effects over here where you can work on. First of all, if you don't want to see the background, okay, so if you don't want to see the background, just here you have this button which says clear color. So if you click on it, the background will be gone and you can choose any color that you want. Okay, so it will render on any kind of color that you prefer. Suppose if you want something like a yellowish color, okay, like this kind of color is too dark, so something like this kind of thing. Okay, but I prefer to keep it as it was for. Okay, it looks more realistic. Okay, and then you can see it is rendering. We'll come to the rendering setting as well. Now what we can do is that we can also set aperture. Okay, now to set the aperture, we have here a lot of different kind of like effects. If you will go in the list down, if you'll go to the camera, you have here aperture. You can click, you can increase the aperture. And what does the aperture do is that it will give you a depth of field basically. Okay, so depth of field is not on right now. Let's decrease this one, and let's go here and activate post effects, and now we will do. Now here we have depth of field. If you go in the depth of field, you can turn it on. The things that are far away will become blurry, and that the one that are closer will get visible, or other way around, basically just like you do in photography. So I will increase the aperture over here to get more blurry result. So you can see that I'm getting more blurred result over here. Okay, so I have all these kind of settings. I can change these settings as well. Also what I can do is that I can uh, like press control on my keyboard. Okay, and with the middle mouse button I can click the part that I want to be in the focus. Suppose this part, so I will click here. Okay, and you can see it is shifting the focus where I'm clicking with the middle mouse button and the control key on the keyboard. Okay, so I can go here, but aperture is too high. I can increase the aperture for this particular area. Okay, maybe I can change the focal distance a little bit also, so at least there is not too blurriness here. Okay, and you can see that this is how you can get the like the result over here. Okay, but let's reduce this. Okay, I think this is much applicable. Other thing what we have is here we have color correction. Let's close this. If you want, you can click on the color correction. You can change the contrast of your render, brightness of your render. Okay, and then you can work on the saturation, desaturation, whatever you want to do. Okay, bias, but usually you don't change the bias, so I will keep it. If you want to bring a sepia tone to it, like an old feeling, you can bring that too. And you can also change your white balance if you want more warm or more cooler. Okay, so, and if you messed up with your settings, you can easily click on the resource. Okay, but what I want here is to play with the brightness on contrast, so I will increase a bit of the contrast and the brightness. That's fine. Okay, this is how you can change the color correction. Tone mapping, basically you have gamma, exposure. If you want to change these exposure, gamma stuff. Okay, You can do that. And mapping factor also from here you can do, but I don't want that. Or how about increase it so that we can see things clearly. That's fine. Okay, now we have glare. So if I click on the glare and turn it on, I have different kind of glare. So the glares types are written here. I can choose a bloom glare or a lens flare. Let's choose a bloom glare and increase the threshold, okay, or decrease it basically. Increase the luminance. Just change the settings so we can see. Yeah, so we can see from here. We can decrease the threshold and decrease this one as well, and this one as well too. So you can see there is a glare coming up here. Okay. So this kind of settings you can work on. You can see the glare over here and here as well. If you don't want this bloom glare, you can use a lens flare. Okay, so you can see a lens flare coming up. Okay, and if you want more, you can decrease it. The threshold, you can see more. So there are a lot of them are here. You can choose whatever you want. Okay, so there is a lot. After image is there. There is standard. Okay, so many of them are there. So basically I like to use the cheap lens, okay, but it's too harsh. Let's for this image it's too harsh. We'll use the blue. That's all. Now we have here vignette. So I will click on the vignette, I can increase the vignette for the dark vignette or decrease for the light vignette. Okay, this you can have. After that we have here lens distortion. The lens distortion you can make the edge roundness and those kind of things. Let me turn it on. Okay, you can see that how it is affecting field of view. Okay, those kind of things here, but I don't restore everything. Uncheck this. I don't want to distort. Now then, if you want to activate temporal anti-aliasing, you can turn it on. Subsurface scattering, if you're working on skin, you can turn this on, but we don't want this for this project. I will keep everything as it is. Okay, I'm not going to change anything here. Now here we have one more thing, is that override viewport resolution inside the rendering setting. What it is that suppose I'm using a viewport resolution quite bigger. So if I click over here, I can choose my own setting. So it will not, it will use these settings. It will not use my viewport settings. Okay, so this is for that purpose. You can do that. If it is not checked, okay, so it will use your viewport setting. Just now it's using my viewport setting, but if I will click here, it will use the setting which I will actually like apply over here. Now how the rendering works over here? The rendering works over here with the help of minimum samples and maximum samples. Minimum sample is 5 right now, maximum samples is 10. So what you need to do is that you have to give a time, 10 seconds suppose it is given. So it will start rendering. When it will start rendering and the 10 seconds are over, it will stop rendering. Okay, so what if your samples are completed, it will stop, or if your seconds that you have applied here are completed, then it will stop. So there are two different ways to like it will stop after counting all the seconds that you applied or all the samples that you applied. So for a better result, you can change it to maybe minutes. Okay, and then I will it will start rendering again, and you can see that it is rendering started. It has started to render. So once the 10 minutes will over, or the samples are done. So whatever is finished first, the rendering will stop. Okay. So this is how you render in the your Substance Painter using iRay. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot of dots over here. It's not correctly rendered right now because it will take little time. So once it is 100% rendered, then you will see the actual result over here. So guys, If you want to save this render, you have to simply click here in the save render button. Okay, so once you will press this button, it will ask you what format you want, so you can choose PNG or whatever format you want, and you will save the file. Very simple. If you want to share it, you have to click on this ArtStation button. You have to log in with your ArtStation account, and then directly you can upload from here. Okay, so this is how you can share directly. So I hope you guys liked this whole course of Adobe Substance Painter, and this is the 2020 version, and I hope now you can easily work on this Adobe Substance Painter, and you will enjoy texturing all the objects. So thanks a lot everyone for supporting me, watching all my tutorials, and I hope you will keep supporting me, and I promise I have a lot of things in line, a lot of good tutorials in line which are coming up in future. So take care guys. Thanks again, once again, for supporting me, and I'm really glad to finish my third essential series, which is Adobe Substance Painter, and let's see what comes next. So guys, keep supporting me and stick to my channel, share it to your friends, ask them to subscribe, ask them to click on the bell icon, and always watch my videos online. Take care everyone. Thanks a lot.